recording first.
This meeting is being recorded.
So we need to start the devices right now. Okay, like that. So let us start the device. Let us start first with the vManage. I'm starting the controllers. Same way.
Hari? Yeah, Hari.
Yeah, hi.
I pinged that IP address, brother, 9.94.190.29. That address is still not
Lakshman,
visible.
can you mute?
Sir, you may continue.
Ah. Okay. So in Los Angeles, see, my consideration is right now, Los Angeles, they have basically only one location. Okay, only one device will be there. Let me start because we are configuring, we are only thinking of what? Internet. So let me start only LAVH1 because if you see in Los Angeles, basically LAVH2 basically is connected to the MPLS cloud. Right now, the MPLS cloud basically, it's not available. Okay. So it's only basically first we'll start with single WAN transport basically. So now all the devices are connected basically, but the thing is that what this vManage, this controller basically will take the maximum time to boot basically. So now if I go to this console now, I click on this thing. You see like that, this is the like you will see the command line interface of this vManage. It is asking login. Now all the controllers, all the WAN edges by default, they come with the username admin. So I type login admin, then it is saying okay, tell me the password. So password also I'm typing admin. Okay, now first time this vManage, first time it needs to initialize, so we have to specify the the where is this this storage device. So this is the storage device. You see, if you see all this thing, this is 19 gig, 3 gig, the highest is what, 100 gig. So this is basically, it is showing only two options, HDB, hard disk B and hard disk C basically, like that. So we have to select 100 because C is only 3 gig. So I select one. Select storage device to use is one basically. So guys, please remember, at this prompt, you need to, once you log in, it is going to ask which is the storage device. So you have to select HDB basically, like that, hard disk B basically. So I select one. So it will say, oh, you want to format? Yes. You say format, it will now boot now. So it's going to take time. Okay. So by that time, this vManage controller will initialize. Let us go to the other controller. Let us go to this vBond controller. So let's take the console of basically this. Over here also, if you see, it is telling VH like that. Now I'm connected to what? vBond. Okay, see on the screen, you see vBond, it is there written here on top. And but here I'm connecting to what? VH. Like that. The reason is what, actually, this software for this VH and the software for vBond is the same from Cisco. They don't have, you have three controllers, you don't have three separate software available. You have basically the VH image can also be used as the vBond image. Okay, so VH and VBond, the software is same. So altogether, even though we have 4 components, but actually there are only 3 software images available. We manage a total separate image is there, vSmart total separate image is there, and for VHs, the WAN routers and the VBond, basically the controller, the image is common. So that's the reason it shows here, you see VH by default. Okay, so don't think that it is wrong, it is correct only because we have to rename it. Like, so now I'm connected to the console of a Viptela device. If you want to see the configuration on a Cisco device, what is the command? If I want to see the configuration of a Cisco device, what is the command? Show run, right?
Show run.
Over here also it's the same thing. Show run will work. And there you see it shows the host name basically like that. And then if I go down, scroll down, it shows some lot of configuration like that. And if you see by default, see, you see the 2 VPNs are there already existing. VPN 0 is there already. We cannot delete this. Like how on a switch by default VLAN 1 is there and we cannot delete it. We can create our own VLANs as many we want, but we cannot remove VLAN 1. Same way in Cisco Viptela SD-WAN, there will be already the 2 VPNs defined. VPN 0 and VPN 512 will be already there. And by default, they already have, if I see now, if you see VPN 0, it already has some interface inside VPN 0. And if you see here, this VPN 512 also has some interface assigned to it. So this VPNs, they already have some interface assigned to this basically. Now we have to decide which VPN we want to use for our transport. As per the diagram, if you see as per the diagram, which interface I'm using of VBond? Gigabit, no, gigabit 0/0, right? As per this diagram. In this diagram, what is the interface of VBond do you see here? It is gigabit 0/0, right?
Yes.
Like that. So if I go to this VBond now, if you see VPN 0 has this interface, that means I have to use VPN 0 as my transport VPN, like that. I can change it. If I want to use VPN 512 as my transport VPN, I can do that. That is not an issue. But by default, this Cisco Viptela, they also know that most of the time customer will be using VPN 0 as the as the transport VPN, as the inbound management VPN, basically inbound management VPN. So, and by default, the first interface they are already assigned to that VPN already. By default, they have kept it like that. We can change it. If I want, I can change it. How do I change it now? Let me show you.
One question.
Yes, please.
Sir, is it like, whatever interface they find active,
no,
that
no,
interface,
no.
they are putting it this one or 0/0?
No, 0/0 will be always there.
That means it will be documented that, put 0/0, connect 0/0 to the internet like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me show you now. See, let's clear this doubt. Let me add a new node to this lab just for understanding. I say basically VBond, VB. So Viptela bond, I'm adding this thing. Okay, I save this. So I added a new Viptela VBond device. So now if you see, I'm not connected, this device I'm not connected anywhere. Let me start this now. So I'm starting this now. Just started now. This VBond also has started. Another VBond. Let me take the console of this device. So this is a new VBond starting. It is booting now. Let us see now what happens here. Oh, what happened here? So it has booted now. Okay. Now I log in. I got the login prompt. See, when you log in and when you're typing username password and you get like this login incorrect, that means actually it is still not initialized. It is telling now, system initializing, please wait. So you should
Still
get
loading.
like this, still loading. So you should get like this message. Once you get the system ready message, then you log in. Now if I enter, let me, now again admin, now I log in. So it was not like I entered a wrong password or wrong username. The thing is that if it is not initialized fully, even if you enter username password correct, you will get like that login incorrect messages coming. So we have to wait for this message to appear on the screen. Okay. So now if you see, let us do again over here also show run. Let us go down. You see here VPN 0. It is also showing VPN gigabit. So this is the default. It's not like I have connected you gigabit 0/0 to the switch. That's the reason it has detected that and it has used it. Okay. So by default, as I said, there are already two VPNs defined. Like on a switch by default, we have VLAN 1 defined, and by default, like how all the interfaces belong to VLAN 1. Same way here, by default, on your devices, you will have basically the two VPNs already there, and by default, some interface will be part of each VPN. Okay. So now this is done. Let me close this. I don't need this one. Stop this. I delete this one. Coming back to our existing VPN in my lab topology, let us go back to this VPN. So VPN 0 gigabit 0/0 is already there, but suppose if let's say I don't want, somebody says no, I don't want to use gigabit 0/0, I want to use gigabit 0/1, like that maybe. So if that is the case, how to do that? You need to go same command config T to go into the global configuration mode. Okay. Over here now you have to say VPN. First go inside the VPN 0. So now you see I am inside that VPN 0. What is the existing interface over there? Gigabit. Suppose I don't want this existing interface. So what I do? I say no, and I where is it? So no. We have to be, see, tab key works interface, and what is that interface, how it is written exactly, you have to copy and please understand this. It is G0. You cannot say GI. Okay, you cannot say for gigabit you cannot say GI, you have to say GE 0/0. So best thing will be what? Copy paste. So now I remove the interface like that. Okay, once you have removed the interface, I want to see now whether the configuration is having that thing or not, like that. Did it get removed, like that? So what I do normally, if you are in some you are not in privilege mode, you are in any other mode, if you want to run the show run command, what we do, right? Let's see here, do works. See, do works here also. So now if I go down, let us go to VPN 0 again. I removed that interface, correct? Do you see the interface got removed? No. Okay, it will not get removed. Why? Because over here now, this up till now, the configuration command, certain things were similar to Cisco iOS command line, right? But now there is a change here now. If you want to do anything, you want to modify any existing configuration, you want to have something new configuration saved on the device, basically you cannot view that new configuration. Basically you have to first save it, and to save you have to do the command commit. You have to first commit. Once you save, then only you will be able to see it. Now if I do now up arrow, do show run, now you see VPN 0 does not have any interface. No interface is there now inside VPN 0. So if I want now, again I say no, I want the interface, maybe as I said no, Maybe I want the interface gigabit 0/1, suppose. So I can say interface gigabit 0/1 exit. Suppose I don't want to do any, just want to show here in this thing. Again, I say commit. So anytime you want to do some changes, after the changes, you have to do commit. Keep on committing. Otherwise, you will not be able to see your new changes. Now again, if we see do show run, now you see gigabit 0/1. So I can use any interface I want, and by default, like Cisco devices, this interface also will be in a shutdown state. Or any interface they will be always in a shutdown state by default. Okay, clear, guys? Let's say I don't want this thing. I want basically again, sorry. Control.
Sir, like in Cisco devices, in show running configuration, we don't see the default configuration.
Yes.
Right. We have to give show running configuration detail or something like that. But here, I think we are able to see all the configuration, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
But when we have put changed it and put it to 0/1, if we give no shutdown, then can we see all the configuration which was there? Like in under 0/0, there were lots of configuration, like
Yes.
maybe the default configurations.
Yes. Same thing now. Hold on. You are talking about this one. Okay, where it was basically.
You have to scroll up.
No, but I did not went down. Then I can cancel that command. If you see now, it was showing only shutdown. I did only up to here. Okay, so let us now, I've done it again. Anyway, if you see now, I have removed that interface, correct? Now,
but not committed.
But not committed. That means it will still show the earlier one.
Yes.
So let us see now. That is what you wanted, right? So let us go there. You see, if it is shut down, it will not have any configuration. Default configuration also it won't show. If the interface is down, then nothing will be visible. Like that. Okay.
Okay.
But now let's say queue for quit. Now I already removed it, so I do what? Commit. Okay, and at the same time, basically I want this interface. No, I removed this interface. I want to add again, let's say I want to again add gigabit 0/0, and I do what? Same way here I do no shut now, and then now I commit. Do show run. If I do now, so now you see by default it shows only the new thing. Originally it comes with like that, some configuration. See, originally basically it is having like it is basically like already
DHCP
configured
client.
for DHCP client kind of thing. It is for IPv4 also as well as IPv6 also. So there are some default configurations originally on the interfaces, but once you remove it, and then if you are replacing the interface with some other interface, then we have to manually decide what we want. Basically we want via via DHCP, or we want to assign IP address manually. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now vBond IP, we all know what is the vBond IP. 192.168.0.202/24. So I'm already inside that gigabit. You see, you can see the gigabit 0/0. It is already showing that prompt now. So how do I assign? Same command, IP address, like how we do on Cisco device. So 192.168.0.202. And thing is that here we don't have to specify dotted form /24 straight away. What happened? Oh, something mistake.
No, sir. They are while typing.
While typing, and that is what I'm saying.
This one.
So like that IP address is there. Already I did no shutdown like that. So I cannot test also. This is the problem, if you want to test something new, you have to first save it, commit, and then basically you can test. If you see in our Cisco IOSs, basically what we do, if we do some changes, we can immediately test. If the thing is good, then we can save it finally, right?
Yes.
Over here, it is not like that. Whether it is good or bad, you will come to know only after saving. So I cannot ping also. Do ping 192.168.0.202. See, it says basically network is unreachable, basically like that. It's not going to ping. I have to commit. Now it is pinging. So okay. Can I ping my gateway? Sorry, the Wi-Fi router, since it is in the same subnet. Yes. Control C to terminate. Basically, can I ping this internet router 250? If you remember, I assigned an IP address to that inet router, and there you see now reachability is there. Now, if reachability is there, what is needed? I want this VBond I want this VBond to go and connect to everybody, correct?
Yes.
Like that. So if I want this VBond to go anywhere in the world, what I'll have to do basically? I have to do some routing kind of thing. If you remember now, let me pull this down somewhere.
Static route.
We'll require some static route, right? If I want to go to the internet, I will have a default static route pointing to my Wi-Fi modem. But if I want to go to all these WAN edges, IP address will belong to which network? They'll belong to what? 180.10 subnet.
Yes.
Right? So I need to put what? A static route for that. So how do I do that? We have to do the static routing is also per VPN. Okay. So interface also is per VPN, and then routing is also inside the VPN only. The command is what? IP route only. IP route, I will say 180.10.0.0 255.255.0.0, and then gateway will be the internet router 192.168.0.250. This is the IP address of that inet router. What it is showing? Oh, it is showing straight away. Sorry, 180.0.0/16, and then basically 192.168.0.250. Yeah. So I assigned an static route. I'm telling, hey, VBond, you want to connect tomorrow to any of the WAN edges. You want to do some authentication with any of the WAN edges. The WAN edges will belong to this network. So I have a static route. Same way, if I want to go to the internet, I want this right now. See, if I do internet, it won't go. If I say do ping 8.8.8.8, it's not working. Why? Because there is no route. So I have to define a default route. How do I define a default route? Same thing, 0.0.0.0/0, and then basically the
0.1.
0.1. And then again, I cannot test it immediately whether I configured a default route correct or not. I have to do first commit. Once commit only, then only I will be able to. So now VBond is also online, like that, on the internet. Okay. So VBond is ready to talk to others. Right now, what we are doing? Are we doing underlay or are we doing overlay?
Underlay.
Right now, we are
Overlay,
doing,
overlay.
no, we are doing
Underlay.
underlay because this is only internet right now.
We are
Reachability.
just checking the connectivity now.
Okay, okay.
This is basically we are going to set up only the underlay. So now I go to the vbond also. Vbond was booting. I think by now vbond see message has already there. System ready message is there. So login with admin. That's the default. So it is telling admin connected to from blah blah on this console of vmanage. Same way vmanage also. Let us see the show run. You see, it also has the two default interface, two VPNs already there. And if you see now, VPN 0 like that. Now vmanage, see, ultimately this vmanage, is it going to send any kind of data traffic? No, right? Like that. What type of interface it is having?
Ethernet.
It's only having just 10 Mbps Ethernet interfaces. So vmanage, vsmart, these two controllers by default they have only Ethernet interfaces like that. Maybe in the new version they might include support for a gigabit interface. As of now, basically they have only Ethernets because for management of how much bandwidth you don't require bandwidth in gigs basically. Whereas as if you see vbond now, then why vbond? Vbond is also a controller. And vbond is also going to come only during the initial configuration, initial authentication phase only. After that, it does not have much role in the data traffic.
But I think it is also a router, right? VH also. That's why.
Because the thing is that for the VH, for the vbond controller, there is no separate dedicated image. The router image is only being used as the vbond image. Okay, so that's the reason it has gigabit interface like that. I want to see how many interfaces my any device has. Any Viptela SD-WAN component you want to see how many interfaces you have, the command is show interfaces. So it shows me, see there it is telling there is basically interface VPN, this is Ethernet 0, it is showing there is Ethernet 0 interface is there, it is part of VPN 0. Then you see there is one more, vManage says I have only one more interface, basically Ethernet 1 also, and that is also by default see member of VPN 0. So both the vManage is coming with two Ethernet interfaces, and by default both the interfaces basically belong to which VPN? VPN 0. What about VPN 512? It is there but blank, nothing is there inside VPN 512. So if I want that no VPN 512, VPN 512 will have ETH1. So as per my topology, which interface I'm using? Ethernet 0. So Ethernet 0 will be basically in the VPN 0. And VPN 512, there is no interface. So if I want now a VPN 512 must have some interface. Sorry. So I go, so anytime you have to go into VPN 512. Okay. Now I'm inside VPN 512. I say I want to assign which interface? Interface. You have to be very specific. I cannot say E1. Okay. This is a difference. In the name of the interface, it must be exact match, whatever it is showing in the configuration, running config. So I say interface Ethernet 1. I have done that. Okay. I exit. Again, it will not reflect unless and until I have done commit. So here also I need to do commit. Now if you see, if I do show run now, let us go down, and there you see now interface Ethernet has become member of this VPN. Originally it was member of VPN 0. Now I say when I did that, so as I told you, one interface cannot be part of two VPNs. Like how one interface of a switch cannot be part of two VLANs, one interface of a router cannot be part of two VRF. Same way, by default here, one interface cannot be part of two VPNs. So originally this was theirs. If I say again, do show interfaces. So here it says, see VPN 0 is basically having Ethernet 0. And if you see now, Ethernet 1 is now part of VPN 512. Earlier, if you see, over here, Ethernet 1 was part of VPN 0. Okay. So show interface command, show running command, show running configuration. Two commands will allow us. I want to see only information about a particular VPN. Suppose I want to see information, a specific information in the. I don't want to see the whole. I don't want to scroll down the whole show running config. Normally on Cisco routers, what we do? If we want to see specific information, certain information, what we do? We use pipe, correct?
Yeah.
Pipe command. Over here, what I will do, I can simply say show run. I say show run. Okay. I want to see, let's say, VPN 512 information. So I'll simply type, no need to use pipe. I'll simply say show run VPN 512. It shows me for the configuration about that, basically. If I want to see VPN 0 configuration, so it shows me by VPN. And if you see by default, this is also geared for DHCP for both address family, IPv4 as well as IPv6. So it is ready. But normally this is not good, because if you have configured, it is basically like ready getting an IP address from DHCP. Tomorrow IP address changes, then it will create problems. So normally servers and all, normally we always do what? Static IP addressing. So let us go and do the static address for this IP address also. So I need to go first inside the VPN. Over here, I need to go inside that interface. ETH exactly match. Yes. Now I assign the IP address 192.168.0. What's the IP address I've decided? We manage IP address will be 211/24. Already it is no shutdown like that. Let me commit. Do ping. First thing is what? Let me test reachability with the vBond, because they are in the same subnet and they are on the same switch. Same way, let me test reachability to the iNet router. And there you see we have reachability to the iNet router also. So finally, what I need to do? This guy also, I say, hey, vManage, you have to manage all the WAN edges tomorrow. So you must have what? Reachability to all these WAN edges first thing. So I'm setting up the underlay now. IP route. Same 180.10.0.0/16. How do I go to all the WAN edges? Who is my gateway? The iNet router. If I want this vManage also to go to the internet, then what I do? I put a default route, IP route /0. Like this. This is already there. Okay, this is the initial, this is called as what? Initial onboarding. Initial onboarding of all the devices. Okay, just basic. We require underlay. We are setting up the underlay basically. For underlay, what we require? We need to know which is the interface. We need to assign to that interface an IP address, and we need to do some static or default routing. That's it. And then you commit, and once it is commit, this vManage is also ready. So now the two controllers are ready. They are pinging each other also. Let us test this with one of the Vantage. Let us go to this Dubai. Let us go to this Dubai router, let's say. Over here also, same thing, admin. So I'm connected to this VH like that. Again, this will also have basically some configuration. So it also has same, this is same image as vBond. So So you see VPN 0 is there. It is already no shutdown. It has already some configuration. It is by default, as I said, no, by default there will be some kind of inbuilt security. If you remember, I said like the data plane traffic will be secured by default. Why? Will be secured by default. You see here, already a IPsec is already there by default, like that. Same way here also VPN 512 is there. So I want to use basically my transport VPN will be what? VPN 0. So I go inside this VPN 0 as per the diagram also, which interface I'm using from Dubai connecting to the iNet router. I think it is gigabit 0/0 only. Yes, see here, this is the link, Dubai connected to the iNet router gigabit 0/0. Okay. So let us now configure this Dubai. So I go inside VPN 0. The interface is basically interface gigabit 0/0 already there. I'll assign the IP address. What will be the IP address for this Dubai route, Dubai vantage? That PDF which I have shared, we have to refer to this PDF. So if you see here, I have written like that, this iNet router Ethernet 1/0. This is, it is having this IP address. And this link is connected to which router? Dubai VH1, like that. So I have to assign IP address from which subnet? 180.10.44.0/24. I have to assign an IP address from this subnet, like that. Okay. So based on the internet router service provider, is telling, hey, our side we have configured IP address from 180.10.44. Basically 250/24. It could have been basically /30 also. In a real world environment, this all could have been /30 also. Okay, but I've kept it /24 for ease of, because like every time putting like that, maybe something might not go. So I have kept it /24 for ease, just for ease of understanding. Otherwise, it would have been /30 also. So I have to assign IP address, because I wanted to have specific IP addresses. If I say /30, then basically, I can't have this 250 everywhere like that. Not possible, right? Basically,
Right.
like that. Then it has to be, maybe if I have to select the subnet 248, then it will be 249 maybe. Yeah, 250 can be there. When the other side, it will be always like that. So to avoid that confusion, basically I'm basically not gone into proper subnetting and proper VLSM like that. So coming back to this, it is basically the subnet is what? 144. So now over here also I'll say what will be your IP address. Say vantage 180. Initial, we just require IP address to get them connected. So I say basically 44 dot. Now again, like for the iNet router, what I decided, all the IP addresses of the iNet router, they are ending in which IP? 250. Same way, I have decided like that. I have created like that one system, that all the IP addresses, all the IP addresses of a particular vantage, all the IP addresses of a particular vantage will always end in 151. 151. This is the reason I have not used basically /30. I wanted to follow some system basically, like 180.10.44.151 like that, /24. Not mandatory. Yeah? This is just like, like some people, when you design your network, you create your own rules basically like that. So I have decided that all my vantages will have IP address ending in 151. Now somebody will ask me a question. Okay, you say that all the vantages IP address will end in 151. Okay, fine. But what about, suppose there are two vantages in the same location? Then what will happen? Like example, if you see your data center, there is two vantages. There are two vantages, DC1 and DC2. Two vantages there. So for that also, I have decided a system that if it is the first vantage in one location, then its IP address will end in 151. If it's the first vantage or the only vantage, then its IP address is always 151. But suppose there are more than one WAN edge, then the second WAN edge IP address will be ending in 152. First will be 151, second will be 152. If there, let's say in future, some or some place, some location, some branch, it is very critical, the organization will say, let us have one more WAN edge there. So it will be 153, like that. Okay, so this is what I'm following a system. 151 for the first WAN edge, 152 will be the second WAN edge in the same location. If you have an habit of no shut, do no shut, done. Immediately let us do the commit and first see the link is up or not. For checking the link is up or not, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ping the inet router IP address 180.10. I belong to 180.10.44 and inet router IP address is ending in 250. So I do this ping and there you see now Dubai is able to ping the inet router. But what about, can Dubai ping the controllers? No. Why? Because it does not have any routing. It says basically, see, it is telling network is unreachable. Like that. Network is unreachable, it says. Like that. So what we have to do on now, Dubai router?
Default route.
We have to put a default route because it's like an internet, connected to internet basically. Like that. Okay. On Cisco routers, basically, the Cisco router, do they maintain the routing table? Yes, right? What is the command to see the routing table?
Show IP route.
Show IP route. What about here? The same command. So right now, if you see, it is showing. Let us make it a little bit big. Still bigger. Or basically, let us. So you should, it still requires more bigger screen. So you see here, it is showing basically first thing is that first column is what? VPN. Like that. This is like basically, like how we have basically, on Cisco routers, basically we have, when you have multiple VRFs, basically, if you want to see the routing, when I simply say show IP route, it will show me only the global routing table. If I want to see the routing table of a particular VRF, we say basically show IP route and VRF, whatever that name. Over here, it is not like that. Over here, this devices, this the VH router, this WAN routers, SD-WAN WAN routers, they have only one routing table. And in that one routing table, if you have multiple VPNs, then each VPN route will be displayed. So if you see here, it is showing VPN 0. It's saying this is the IP address, like that. And how it is basically, how it knows this subnet, because it is connected. And what is that interface? The interface is basically gigabit 0/0. Right now, forget about the other things right now. One by one, slowly, everything, I'll make it clear what exactly that TLOC IP means, what is that color. We'll see that all that thing little later. Right now, just we are just onboarding the devices. I want just underlay to be up. First thing. First step will be what? Underlay. That is what your, the first lab, basically. This lab, what we have here. This lab is basically setting up the SD-WAN lab in network infrastructure. This is like underlay, like that. We have to set up. This is what you have to do. Okay, guys. Any questions at the moment? Are you guys with me?
Yes, yes.
So this is very simple. I'm just assigning an IP address to an interface, and we have to now assign a route now. So how do I configure route? You have to be into the global mode first. Then you have to go inside the particular specific VPN. This is like you go inside a VRF first, like that. And then over here, you have to do the route command. So I'll put a default route command because they have to go anywhere in the world. Only one gateway is there for them. So we edge route, or I say you want to go anywhere in the world, how you can go through 44.250. That I already tested the reachability. Commit. And once this is there, now can I do ping? Do ping to the controllers first. Let us see. Can I ping one of the controller? And there you see now I'm able to ping vmanage. Can I ping vbond? Yes, it will naturally ping because vbond and vmanage, they are in the same subnet. But anyway, better to test ping with the controllers. So you see now Dubai Vantage has reachability to the controllers. Same way, let us have one more controller. Tell me which controller you want me to configure next. We have DC1, DC2, New York, LA1. You guys suggest me. Anyone quick?
LA1.
LA1. Okay. Yeah. This is just like that, just I'm giving you guys the choice. So I go. It's not like that I have to, go one by one. Data center has to be up, then Dubai has to be there, then use nothing. So that's the reason I gave this thing basically. So now I'm on LA1. Again, login. On Cisco routers, basically, we have the command for changing the host name. What is the command for changing the host name? Host name, correct? The host name command is where? On the global mode, right? Can I set the host name from the privilege mode?
No.
No, right? Over here, if you see now, I am already on the global mode. There is no command starting with HO. In fact, there is no command starting with H only, it is telling basically. So there is no host name command. Why? Because in now slight difference between the two IOSs, SD-WAN iOS and Cisco iOS. This host name basically, as I said, every device in Cisco Viptela SD-WAN framework, in this Cisco Viptela SD-WAN, every device is known as what? Every
WAs.
All the components in Cisco Viptela SD-WAN, they are known as what? I said yesterday, system.
System, yes.
Yes. And then these devices, they have what? Basically system ID. So basically here in Cisco Viptela SD-WAN, you have one more mode that is called as what? System mode. So I have to enter system like that. I have to type system. Now I'm inside system. Over here, you will have the command for the host name. And the command is not like same as router. It is host hyphen name. And then suppose this is what basically this is LA. Let us right now, we'll keep it just LA1 like that. I don't want to put the full. So I say this is host name LA1. Does not change immediately. Why? Because same concept. Every time I need to do commit first. And there you see now the host name has changed from VH to whatever specific you want. So if you want to set the host name, it is basically related to, because the device is known as a system. So the whole system has to be identified by a one common host name like that. So the command is not directly on the global mode. It is inside a subsystem called as sub menu. It has called as what? System basically. Sub mode system. Okay. So you can exit this mode now back. And then what is required now? This is also VH. So I need to go inside VPN 0. In VPN 0, the interface by default is coming what? Gigabit 0/0. So I'll say G0/0. I'll assign IP address. IP address will start with 180.10. The third octet will be the subnet. Again, I have to refer the file which I assigned you. So let us see this LA1. You see here LA1. What is the IP address? It says 180.10.100.
11.250.
Yeah, 11.250 basically. And then it is showing 1/2. That is different. Right now we are talking about LA1. Go specific one by one. If you're configuring, if you can start by this one also. You can follow this PDF, do the configuration for DC1, do the configuration for DC2, then LA1, New York, like that you can do like that. So the IP address is this one. 11. So it has to be 11 basically. So I will specify 11.151 slash 24. Done. Then I exit. I'll put a default route now. IP route /0 180.10.11.250. That is the inet router IP, ISP IP, router IP. I commit done. Now I can test reachability to the directly to the servers or the controllers 0.211. If one is pinging, the other also will ping. Okay. So see now LA1 can ping the controllers. How about LA1? Can it ping the other controller? Right now, can it ping Dubai? 180.10.44.151. You see, they're pinging each other. Right now, how the traffic is flowing? Right now, how the traffic is flowing from this LA1 to Dubai? It is flowing through this inet router, right?
Yes.
And right now, how the traffic is flowing? Is it flowing secured or is it flowing clear text?
Unencrypted.
It is insecured. So this is the underlay. Underlay is insecured because you require reachability. So first reachability will be there. Okay. Like at this moment, if I go on this link, let us see my Wireshark is going to work. I go to this inet router. E1/0. Okay. So right click on the device, say capture, and you have to select the interface. 1/0 is the interface towards Dubai. So I'm telling, show me the traffic based on that. Wireshark is not running. If Wireshark is not running, then what to do? How do I test whether the traffic is really going through this at this moment? Can somebody suggest me? Suppose Wireshark is not working and I want to monitor. Like,
you can shut the port and check. No?
I will go to this inet router now. I go to this inet router. Okay.
Shut the port, like doing a continuous code.
No. We will do a command, debug command. We will do the debug. Debug IP ICMP. First, let's say I enable debug IP ICMP. Okay. Now I go back to this LA VH1. LA VH1. See, it is still pinging. Let me ping it again one more time. Is it happening? Do you see any debug firing on inet router? No, right?
No.
Why? Because it won't fire. This ICMP debug will fire only if I'm pinging the inet router. Right now, this inet router is what? It is like a transit device, right? It's like a hop along the path. Two devices, when they are communicating, the traffic is only pro. So inet router at this moment is acting only like a forwarding device. So when I'm doing this ping, it's not going to work like that. So what I need to do is, if I ping inet
IP
router,
packets, debug IP packets
yes,
might work.
No. Wait, I'm coming like that. I wanted to explain the difference. Like you cannot debug ICMP for somebody else traffic. So the command is debug IP packet detail. This is the command for detailed debugging. Okay, and you see now I can see basically some traffic is happening like that. What type of traffic this is happening? Can you guys tell me what is this traffic? Shekhar, please, don't answer first. Let this guys answer first. Can you tell me what is this traffic which is coming by default? Anyone, guys? Take a guess. Nothing wrong in taking a guess. I'm not going to charge.
The DHCP
Very good. Yes, because you see UDP destination port 67. So if you remember, all the WAN edges by default, they're already enabled for what? DSAP client. That means they're sending which message? discover message
Discover one.
in the DHCP DORA. They're already sending the discover messages basically like that. And iNet router is going to receive that, since it is a broadcast, it is going to receive and it is dropping that thing, right? Like
Yes.
that. So this is very good. So this is basically a DHCP discover message which is coming from many, because all the interfaces, they are ready for that DHCP, you know, like that. So it is showing, see, Ethernet 0/1, Ethernet 0/0. So many places it is showing like that. Anyway, but what I want to see is what this one. So how do I see now? This is like, I want to focus, correct? Guys, I want to focus on what? ICMP. I want to check whether this traffic is flowing or not. But when I enable this debug IP packet detail, what is happening? Lot of junk is coming on my screen, right? Lot of, right now I'm not interested in all that. I want my router, hey router, show me only specific traffic. So what I do, first of all, I disable this. Okay, I disable the debug detailed. Go to the config mode. I'll create an access list, a very simple access list. Let's say 101 extended access list, and in that access list I'll say permit ICMP any. I create an access list ICMP any, and then I come back and I say debug IP packet detail as per access list number 101. So I apply the access list on this detailed debugging, and now you see that junk has started. The junk has stopped now. I cannot see anything. Now only interesting traffic is what? As per this access list. And in access list, what I have permitted? ICMP. So any ICMP traffic my router will detect, the debug will fire. So now I go back to this iNet router and I do up arrow and I send a ping packet. From LA to Dubai, I'm sending the traffic. It has to go through iNet router. This will be the proof. Okay. Did it fire? Yes, guys, did it fire?
No.
Did not fire.
No.
So sometimes the detailed debugging also will not fire, even if I specify this thing. Okay, the requirement is what? On the Cisco routers, basically, if you want to do detailed debugging, the requirement is what? Process switching. Actually, by default on the Cisco router, what is enabled? Fast switching is enabled, like that. So I need to go to that interfaces. What are the interface between? It was, I think, E1/0 as per this topology. It was basically E1/0, and from LA it is E0/2. So iNet router, these two interfaces are there. So I need to go to these two interfaces on this iNet router, E1/0 here, and I have to disable fast switching. The moment I'll disable fast switching, process switching will get enabled. So the command to disable fast switching is no IP route. Oh, sorry. Cache. This is there. Same way the other interface is E0/2. So for detailed debugging, your requirement is what? Process switching must be enabled. And to enable process switching, this is the command. This command disables the fast switching. The moment you disable fast switching, automatically process switching gets enabled. Now coming back to LA1. Again, let us do a ping. And there you see now fired. Now the debug is firing, and now I can clearly see this is basically echo request. This is, you see, echo reply coming back from Dubai. This is the echo request going from LA 11.151, and 44 is Dubai. 44.151 is the destination reply. So this is the type 8 reply. This is the reply coming back. This is request, sorry. So this proves that right now what is the traffic, how the traffic is flowing? Clear text, because the debug on the iNet router is clearly showing that this is an ICMP traffic. Okay, once we enable SD-WAN, see right now, please understand, we are not enabled SD-WAN. This is just basically like normal two devices are there. You assigned an IP address, you have given them some default routes, and now they're sending the traffic like this to each other. So this is clear text traffic. So this is the underlay, because SD-WAN, as I said, it will be an overlay. Okay. SD-WAN is a what? Overlay basically.
Sir,
Ah.
I have a small question
Yes,
query.
please. Yes, please.
Sir, Cisco by default it will be safe, right?
By default it is safe also, and it is also fast switching also. Like that. Both is
Okay.
there. So I can disable no IP route cache safe also I could have done, but I want right now I wanted what process switching. So to enable process switching, we just simply disable the thing like that.
Okay.
Like if I do now, if I say now, if I want to see the safe table, show IP safe. If I do, I did not disable safe. See, safe is still there. But
Okay.
if I done no IP route
So
cache,
basically, if
yes.
So basically, if continuous packets are flowing, it is doing fast switching.
Yes.
Okay. And then debugs when they are trying to capture, they are not checking the fast switch. If it is in fast switching mode, they are not able to check the packets.
Yes.
Maybe it is too fast.
Yeah, too fast, because in process switching, then every packet will be
Has to be checked, inspected.
it will be sent to the processor, right?
Right.
But in case of fast switching, what happens? Only in fast switching, only the first packet of a flow will go to the processor. Subsequent packets will be all fast switch as per the FIP table.
So we cannot say debug something like data packets or something like that.
No.
Data plane.
No.
Okay, only control when it goes to the control plane, then only we can debug.
Yes.
Okay.
Detailed debugging requirement is process switching. That means each and every packet the processor must be interrupted.
Okay.
So let us quickly unnecessary stop the debug. So you can do complete detailed debugging. You can do conditional debugging, detailed debugging by creating an access list and binding that access list with the debug command. So this is very useful. Like maybe I want to only focus on maybe HTTP traffic. Then I create an access list where I permit only HTTP, port 80, port 443, and then I apply that access list to my detailed debugging. Then it will show me only the web traffic which is going across my router in that case. So this is called as what? Conditional detailed debugging. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now see the what have we achieved now? What have we achieved today? That
underlay.
The controllers, we have assigned some IP addresses, and then basically on some advantages I have assigned the IP addresses at the moment, correct? Like that. So we are just enabled underlay. Right now we are not enabled any overlay. Okay, let me quickly get this this controller also. So I come to this vSmart admin. So admin. So see, vSmart clearly shows the name is vSmart. vManage clearly shows the name is vSmart. vManage, but vBond will show vEdge only. Okay, over here also let us see quickly what is there in VPN 0. Show run VPN 0. So by default Ethernet 0 is there, basically VPN 0 like that, and basically this VPN 0 as per the diagram also I'm using Ethernet 0 only. Okay, good. You see here there is no VPN 512 on vSmart. There is no VPN 512 existing. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I can't create VPN 512. So vSmart, they are not even kept a VPN 512, only one VPN 0 it is showing. Anyway, let us go to this thing. VPN, I say VPN 0. I go inside this interface ETH 0. Will assign an IP address to this guy also. 192.168.0.213/24. All right. Then I need to maybe if I don't want that unnecessary DHCP client, I can do this command.
No IP DHCP client.
Same way, maybe unnecessary. Why keep on generating this way also. Exit. Then I come back. I will say IP route. I say, hey, vSmart, you have to provide the routes information to all the WAN edges. All your WAN edges will be part of this subnet 180.10.0.0/16.
16.
And how will you reach there? To the inet router, internet router
0.150, 250.
250. Yeah. Then if you want to go to the real internet, you have a default route /0, and for the real internet, the Wi-Fi router is the gateway. Commit right now. Do ping. Let us ping 180.10.44.151. That is Dubai. 44 is Dubai. Yes, pinging. Same way. Let us ping LA. Guys, any idea why basically this just hold on, let me write down. If you remember LA, what is the third octet number? 11, right? Dubai, what is the third octet number?
Maybe you have kept in 60s something, I think.
44.
44 I kept, right? Any idea why it was like, if you remember like this, 44, this is basically 33. I kept this, New York is 33, like that. And
I may have the idea, okay, but let people talk.
Here Mumbai, the IP address is basically like 22. Why like this? Any idea? What could be the reason why I selected 44 for Dubai? Why I selected 33? Actually, originally, any idea? Can somebody guess?
Is it the ITA code for there?
No,
router numbers are switch numbers.
I was thinking ISD, but then
Yes. No, it is not even. Yeah, it is actually ISD. But the thing is, what originally when I designed this lab, basically, I thought of all the locations in what India only. So basically, this 44 was like what? Chennai. 33 was like what? Kolkata. And 11 was Delhi, basically Mumbai, Chennai, all the 4 metros. Then I said, no, let me make it a little bit more international kind of thing, because because I have students from all over the world, like that. If I relate only to, then my international student, basically they won't, sometimes they are not able to relate to this thing. But then IP address I kept it like that only. See, Mumbai I said 22. The thing is that I cannot use Dubai, basically because Dubai code is 971. We can't have an IP address anything beyond 255, correct? Like that. So that's the reason I said, let me stick with these numbers only, but I will change the location, this branch location names, I will change it to Dubai, New York, and Los Angeles instead of, Kolkata, Chennai, and Delhi. Mumbai, I'll keep it because I'm from Mumbai. Okay. Amchi, Mumbai.
Where do you live in Mumbai?
I'm in Kurla.
Okay.
Are you aware of?
Yeah, actually, my cousin lives there, so I frequently visit Mumbai.
Okay, good. So I'm basically almost in the center, very close to the airport, Mumbai airport.
Yeah.
Like you guys might be aware of BKC. That is one of the most happening place in Mumbai, basically. Bandra Kurla complex, BKC. That is where all the banks offices are there. In fact, the US consulate is now over there. US, UK, many countries consulates basically are located in that BKC. So it's like just couple of kilometers away from my place, basically BKC.
But if you want a happy life, move to Navi Mumbai.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like in
The Kurla advantage is what, like it's like almost like center. No? So if I want to go to Navi Mumbai also, like I can be there in 40 minutes. If I want to go to, the Gujarat side, that is Virar, then that also maybe in 1 hour I can be in Virar, 1 hour I can be in Panvel. So it's like that. If I want to go to the town side, basically, then again maybe 40 minutes I can be in the town, like that. Airport is very close.
yeah, connectivity.
Connectivity for Kurla is very good. Even though it is like a suburb, but it comes almost like center to Mumbai. Like that.
It is the data center.
Yeah. In fact, Mumbai's biggest mall, or I think basically I think it's India's biggest mall. I don't know, or it is second biggest mall basically. That is Phoenix Market City basically. That is also located in Kurla only. American School is in Kurla. Okay, coming back to this thing. So the three controllers.
This sorry to interrupt. This 192.168.0.1 IP is the default gateway of your PC.
No,
With Wi-Fi internet.
I'll explain this now. Okay, let me use this. See here, I have written my console. On top you see console or my CA server. So this will be like, this is basically the computer. This is the VM inside basically my server, AXI server. This lab is where, this EVNG is where, this, let me show you. This is, let's say this is basically how this is all happening basically. This is a physical server, correct?
Yeah.
This is a physical server. It has one interface. This interface I connected to what? To my
Modem.
Wi-Fi modem. Like that. Okay. Like that. I assigned IP address. So my Wi-Fi subnet is what? 192.168. This is my subnet, Wi-Fi modem subnet. So in this Wi-Fi modem, this is the IP address, This IP address is basically 0.1. Like that. Now inside this physical server, this is an EXI server. Basically inside this, I created one VM. This is basically your EVNG. Okay. This is your EVNG. And by the way, what's the IP address of this EVNG? Yesterday you guys connected to EVNG. If you remember, it was 192.168.0.151.
151.
So this is the IP address from that same subnet 151 I assigned to this EVNG basically, like that. And inside this EVNG now, whatever devices ultimately I basically do, they get all basically bridged to this IP only ultimately. Okay. So all this lab basically ultimately for this EVNG also the default gateway is this one only. This IP only, like that. Now your computers, the computer which you are connecting any desk. So let's say this is one any desk computer I created here. I think it was 565 something. Any desk 565 credential like that. Let's say. Okay. This computer is also inside this. So naturally for this also the gateway is this one only, like that. And that's the reason you from the internet you come any desk to this device. Once you are inside this device, from there locally you do HTTP to this EVNG.
तो वहाँ बुकिंग पे है वो किसी के फोन लगा लेना अगर उधर आसपास में है तो.
So if we put this IP
तो वहाँ उसका घर तो तूने देखा भी है ना.
Someone is not on mute.
फोन लगा ले उसको बोलना भैया
Jagdish,
मैं आ
can you
रहा
please go on mute?
I'm not able to understand anything. Sorry.
So if we use this IP
Sorry,
addressing scheme 192.168.0. Somewhere in Dubai, so it will cause the conflict, right?
No, it won't cause the conflict. Why? Because you are not connecting through some, let's say you are in Dubai. Okay. Let's say you are accessing this, you are in Dubai, you are accessing the lab from Dubai, correct? But how you are reaching my server? You're not reaching my server on IP address, correct? You're reaching my server through any desk.
Yeah.
So basically, through any desk. Let's say this is you're sitting in Dubai, through any desk basically you're coming all the way to this any desk. You use any desk and you're connecting to this VM inside my server.
See,
And one,
oh, sorry. Otherwise also that will have a public IP. So from outside, whenever you are logging into the server, let's say, you will logging into public IP only. There will be nothing happening, then only it will go inside, right?
your real IP might be having 192.168, but our Wi-Fi modem always NAT and send the traffic outside, right?
Yeah, right.
Like right now at my home also, if you see at my home also, my IP address will be like 192.168.0 only. In that.
And the IP address of this physical server is also from 192.168.
Because it has to be there, because that is how I will reach. Na? Otherwise, how I can reach this server from the outside like that.
Okay.
And if I want this any desk to happen, that means this computer IP address belongs to this subnet only. Like that, this Wi-Fi modem is assigning an I through DHCP it is assigning an IP address to this machine, and then once it got this IP address, then what I did basically, I installed basically any desk on this machine. Like that.
Okay. Thank you.
No, maybe his question was inside the Dubai location. If we have IP addresses from 190 to 168, that will have problem.
Okay, hold on. Okay, let me just first of all clean up this thing. You're talking about this Dubai, you're saying this Dubai in the lab environment.
Yeah, in the lab.
Okay, hold on. Let me clean up. Let us take that example also. Let's say this router, this Dubai is, behind Dubai, if you see this switch is there, or let's take this switch is there. On this switch, let's say you assigned an IP address here, 192. Okay, 192.168. 0. Basically, let's say 10/24. This is what you mean to say. Behind this Dubai, let's say there could be some machine. It has also IP address from 192. Okay, no worries. Let's say now you tell me here. This computer. What will be the default gateway for this computer over here? This computer, the default gateway will be this one, right?
Yeah.
IP address. Let's say this IP address here I have assigned basically 0.100. This Dubai Vantage inside the LAN interface, I assigned this IP address like that. Okay. Now this guy wants to go to the outside world. Okay. This computer, let's say he wants to go and access the data center like that. So the packet will come from here like that. Let's say this data center subnet is X like that. So when I do a ping from this one, I'm doing ping X. So the destination IP will be X and the source IP will be 192.168.0.10. When this packet will come here, you tell me, will this Dubai router, will it allow that packet to go as it is?
No, we will form some netting here.
No, not netting. Please understand. First, there is no netting here. What is the default behavior of Sdwan? You cannot let any packet from inside go outside as it is. That means this Dubai router, when he's going to send this traffic to X in this one, let's say sending this packet to DC, this from here to here, it will basically become what? Tunneled. It will go inside this tunnel and land here.
Okay.
Like that. Okay.
Without the IPsec, if we consider real this one, like without the IPsec, then we'll have problem.
Yes.
Then, the iNet router might forward it to the internet side.
Internet only. Yes.
Yeah, if we consider that this is not SD-WAN environment, this is just normal router, then this will cause.
Yes, you are right, basically. It will never go like that. This is what we have to establish. Everybody, we all know that everybody use private IP addressing, correct?
Yeah.
Like that for the LAN. So that means all this side, I will be having private IP addresses only, like that. All my data center will be private IP address here. This will be private IP address. This will be all private IP address. This will be all private. Everything will be private here, like that. And then we ultimately want, first my requirement is what? See, our first requirement is what? This intranet. We are talking about what? WAN. WAN is basically, originally WAN is basically for what? Internet. You want your own users to access your own company resources. Okay, like that. Then second will be what? Maybe I want some users to go to the internet, and that is where again, that is where basically you see here, this lab, this will be for netting. You cannot allow them to go. See, no way my Vantage is going to allow any traffic to go, without security. So this labs basically are meant for that. You want your internal users to go and access the internet also. First thing is what? You want your internal users to access the company resources, that is intranet. And then basically if I want them to go outside my network, that is internet. And when you go outside the internet, my route, the Vantage, he's very clever. He says that, oh, my inside IPs are all private IP. Private IP, I cannot allow them to go outside. It is like, implementing RFC 1918 by default. Like that. Says no, private IP packet I will never allow to go as it is. Without netting defined, they will not be allowed to, they will not be able to access this internet. We'll do that labs later on. Okay.
Okay.
Right now we can say Delhi bahut dur hai, maybe. Okay. We have to go a long way to come to that end. So right now we are just setting up the underlay.
Okay.
So once underlay is there, then everything we can think of. Then whatever we want, we can do. First thing is what? We should have all these devices pinging each other like that. Okay. So I think we should go for a lunch break now. Like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I have shown you how to configure Dubai Vantage. I have shown you 2 Vanages, how to configure. Simple, right? All the whether they're controllers or whether they're Vanages, basically. As far as underlay is concerned, all the configuration were identical, correct?
Yes.
Yes, we went to the VPN 0, we went to the interface, specific interface, and we assigned the IP addresses, and we did the static route on the default route commands, identical. And then saving the configuration was also identical by doing commit like that. Okay. So
Yes.
post lunch, what I will do, by that time we come back, I will configure this DC1 and DC1 IP address, and also this VH1, this New York also. LA VH2 we are not going to do today, because that is through MPLS. Today, at this moment, the company has not taken second WAN service, right? We have to assume that at this moment the company has only one single WAN service, like that. Okay. Later on, we are going to add MPLS as a second backup WAN service, like that. So as of now, we have to understand, as of now, just think that basically, assume this is not there. Okay. At this moment, we have to just think that there is only one connectivity. And that's the reason, since we have only one connectivity, and this LAVH2 is not connected to the iNet router. So as of now, we'll think that this is also not there. All right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first we'll see, when this is working, then we'll think of the redundancy, that okay, what happens if the link goes down? Then we'll bring the backup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you can add this syllabus file to the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I'll just add this thing just now. Okay, I thought you already received through the email, basically.
Yeah.
No.
And Shekhar sir, we done accessing the Google Drive, even with the Google IOPEX account, it is not working still.
I think you all have some special configuration, maybe. Because whenever I take this one, I give access, and all the people here, they can access, basically. I don't know. I think you have.
Anyways, I think better I will only upload. Anyhow, I have to upload, and since now
sir.
I have the everybody's this thing. But you guys, you share in the WhatsApp group your email, Gmail address also. as a backup.
Yes.
I'll better to send you both on IOPEX as well as Gmail.
No, I think AT&T, for AT&T process, they have done something like
possible.
different thing, huh?
So guys, just quickly send me your WhatsApp in the WhatsApp group, your Gmail addresses, so that post lunch I'll create your save your configuration, save your email addresses also for uploading today's recordings. Okay. Okay, let me stop this now quickly.